podcast fresh.
I don't even know what this is.
Okay, so it's a first-person shooter game that I just found out about within this email. I didn't know RoboCop. I didn't. Because I saw this and I'm like, what's he talking about? So I looked it up, and it's like, okay, so RoboCop is getting a game. It's a first-person shooter, and I don't know. To me, I obviously don't care for things like this, and I'm not a RoboCop fan either. Like, I didn't grow up with that stuff. It is on my to-do list. Like, I do want to look at it, watch the movie at one point, but for me, this is just another FPS. It looks kind of interesting though, because through the vision of RoboCop, you have like it's doing these things where like these lines are crisscrossing and it's pinpointing where all your targets are, through walls and stuff. Yeah, which I guess is an ability he could do. And then, there's a scene where, like, he's at the police station. Apparently, you could actually give out parking tickets or something. So I don't know, Chris. How do you feel? Right. I feel like this is more up your alley than mine. What do you think?
I'd have to check it out. I have not been able to even see a stitch of a trailer or anything.
Oh, okay.
I can't really comment on it. I didn't see it. What do you think, though? Did you see? What do you think of the gameplay? Does it look fun? Does it look like a fun game to play?
I mean, if you like that FPS stuff, I mean, it looks pretty.
What does it look like FPS style?
Okay, so it's like you see.
Does it look like Doom?
It's kind of Doomish a little bit, but like it's in front of. It's obviously taking place in a city. It's not like on a fucking planet with monsters. But what gets me is like you're in these dingy little areas and there's scan lines all the time because that's what he sees, right? There's like this scan line effect, and. You're going around, you could talk to people and stuff. People need shit from you. But overall, it's just an FPS. You go into a building, you shoot a bunch of dudes, and that's it. But I think the gimmick here is that it's always dark. And so RoboCop's abilities outline the people. And that's kind of like the RoboCop effect, so to speak, I guess.
Oof. This does not look that promising.
Chris does not look impressed. Chris is not impressed.
I mean, the gimmick of it's a very basic looking first person shooter, and the problem with this is that when you think of somebody like RoboCop, the most exciting part about a RoboCop is the costume, the visual effects, the art style, how that robot costume moves. That's what you want to see out of a video game. You want to know how are they going to be able to do it. Well, here it's almost like, the answer is you're not going to find out because it's a first-person shooter. You couldn't tell if that was RoboCop or Barney the dinosaur holding that gun. Like, you really couldn't tell. I'm not liking this as a first-person shooter. I would much rather enjoy this as a third person, for sure.
Third-person action game, yeah.
100%. From what I'm looking at, it looks okay. There's nothing blow away. So we'll see.
It looks like an early PS4 game at best.
5 years ago, I'd be like, no, not even 5 years ago. 10 years ago, I'd be like, this looks interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
But now with the effects of, there's this effect, and the annoying crosshairs every single time there's a bad guy. That's kind of annoying as well. Mm-hmm. But there's this effect of like an outline on every single bad guy, which I get it, but it becomes really tiring really quickly. And I'm just looking at the preview. Yeah, it's kind of cheating in a way. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I like the ability of bad guys blending into the background. You know what I mean? It forces me to keep my eyes on edge when I'm just relying on these cutouts just popping. And that's the thing; they look like cutouts. So
I guess the point is for you to feel overpowered because you are RoboCop. But.
Yeah, I get it, but
the seeing through walls things is
funny. Looks very nice. The graphics look pretty nice.
Yeah, but seeing through walls is funny because that's something you get slandered in when you do like competitive play on Call of Duty or something.
Yeah,
like people that have those hacks on. So it's funny that they made a game about that.
Right. This is I don't know. I'm indifferent about it.
Chrissy ain't feeling it. Sorry, Scott, but this looks like ass apparently. I don't know. Maybe it'll surprise people. Maybe it'll do good with reviews. But I don't know. It doesn't look. Me just being a straight up noob when it comes to RoboCop and first person shooters, I'm not impressed. But yeah, I know my opinion doesn't really matter in this case. But whatever.
Doesn't.
It doesn't matter. Anyways, we'll see how it does.
Podcast Fresh.